Welcome everyone to the Frames Per Second podcast. My name is Kenneth B. And joining me on the show is Spike and Mike.
What up, though?
Yo,
We are here, minus Nick and minus Rod, to discuss
mm-mm-mm.
the sixth episode of The Last of Us that aired last night at the time of this recording. What do you guys think about this overall episode?
I guess they kind of hinted that they were going to do this, the throwback up or the flashback episode where they're going to bring Joel back. So I guess it made sense. It was still kind of slow. And next week's the finale, right? Was it 8 episodes? Yeah, so it was a fine setup episode for the finale and to get one more look at Joel. And I like they filled us in on some of the conversations that she had, like the one on the porch. I saw a lot of backlash about as far as that being one of the last scenes of the game. And they kind of like crammed it in there, some of the fans are saying. But all in all, I think it was a good episode.
Guess I don't have to play the game now. What about you, Mike?
I love this episode. I thought it was great. It does worry me a little bit that the next episode is the season finale. Because while a lot has happened this season, I don't think that enough really has happened for me to be like, oh, okay, season finale. I have a feeling that they're gonna fuck us with some huge cliffhanger, and then we're gonna have to wait 2 years before they clear the cliffhanger up. But I still thought this was a really, 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 really good episode.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that because that would be a lot. I hope this next season 3, comes out sooner than later. But overall, I'm with you, Mike. I love this episode. I thought it was really, really well done. And all it did was highlight for me some of the issues we've had since Joe left. And
What are the issues?
That is true.
I'm just not feeling
Nobody to carry the show.
Feeling Ellie as a lead. You haven't been on, are you? You?
Yeah, I think she's fine.
Mhm.
I guess I'm not surprised that y'all would have that take, but sorry.
Mike hilarious.
I don't no, I think she's done a fine job. I'm not super duper into the love story between her and Dina.
Mm-hmm.
But Ellie as a lead, yeah, I think she's great.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you guys, but that's exactly what's going to happen, what y'all said. That's why they tried to squeeze that scene in on the porch because they didn't want people waiting 2 years and having to bring Pascal back for it. So they decided to get it out of the way this year, but they said it's going to be a cliffhanger. Then you wait 2 years for the next start of it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of shit like that. I'm not even a fan when they do it and we have to wait 1 year, but let alone 2 years. So I have a feeling that this shit's gonna end like Ellie's gonna open the door and Abby's gonna be right there and then it's gonna fucking cut. I'm not here for that shit, man. Like cliffhangers are fine, but I don't need ones that are that big. But
right,
any way it goes, damn, I guess I need to go back and listen to y'all's episodes. I'm actually curious what's bothering y'all about Ellie.
I think you pretty much said it. It's the love story. Like their relationship just isn't doing it for me in the same way that Joel and Ellie were as a team. And one of them just ain't selling it. Like watching this episode, I'm like, man, I miss Pedro and Bella together. With the chemistry that they had. I'm not feeling that with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I guess I kind of wish Nick was here because I bet he'd be saying some real dumb shit right now. But yeah, I guess I mean I get it. They've sold it for me because I think they're working through this whole figuring out their queer kind of situation. Because I can imagine that this is a fucked up, weird situation, not just for Ellie, because I mean she is obviously gay and she knows it, But for Dina to be working through this kind of realization of what bisexuality is. I mean, we have to think about the fact that they're not in this elevated world that we're in now, where if you're queer, you can kind of just go on the internet and read about being queer and be like, oh, okay, well, that's what I'm feeling. So I recognize that. Cool. But they're kind of like working through this shit on the fly. So yeah, man, I'm here for it.
I don't know. It looked like she bought in, Mike. It looked like she's bought into Ellie and her love for Ellie and raising this kid together and all that.
Yeah, she is, because I think she's bisexual. So I think she's realizing that whatever the Asian dude's name is, I can't even remember. Jesse. Yeah, I mean, she fucked him, but I think she's realizing she doesn't really have feelings for him.
Mm-hmm.
She's realizing that she has feelings for Ellie, and I think that she's, having to kind of work through what that means, and I don't want to relitigate previous episodes, but yeah, I definitely think the whole, I'm gonna be a dad, that shit was weird and kind of just goofy and clunky. I don't know if that's in the game or not, and I don't really care personally. Okay,
they got backlash for it online.
Well, they're gonna get backlash because gamers are a bunch of fucking losers who sit around being fucking homophobic. I mean, fuck off, dude. I mean, who cares? Like, why are they so upset? Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I would hope the people that's in love with the game playing Last of Us are okay with that. It seems like they would have bought into that particular aspect of who Ellie is, her sexuality. I would have to ask B. I don't know. I wasn't there in the conversations, but for them to be upset about that, yet still love the game, I don't know. People could do both. I guess they could. I don't know.
People are weird, man. I hope it's not that, but I just don't know why there would be backlash to that, unless it's like, yeah, the line was delivered clunky. But if they're just like, I don't like that Ellie's gonna be the dad, it's like, then go play something else, you fucking dork. Like, shut up, dude. Like,
I think the narrative was, and I agree with what you're saying about it, is stupid, but the narrative was that they're trying to push this like gender fluid thing, because in the game, like, they're fine with what she is as far as her sexuality, but forcing in the line saying I'm a dad, making him like she's, more trying to, I don't even know how to put it, identify as a man.
Every single person saying this shit should go outside, find a running car, and put their fucking mouth over the exhaust and suck really fucking hard. Because you are a fucking loser. You are a loser. You're a fucking loser if you're getting upset about this shit in a fucking TV show with mushroom zombies made from a video game. You're a fucking loser. They say that, they'll go outside and touch grass. Go outside and touch the fucking
exhaust
concrete of the freeway. Do that, because you're a fucking loser. That's so stupid. She's trying to be a man. Fuck off, dude.
That's stupid.
Jesus Christ. I mean, they even had an episode, which I wish I was on it, where they go through the Capitol Hill area, which was like a big thing for like queer identity. And it's like all of this shit that they're doing, and y'all still crying about, oh, she's too masculine. But then they're like, oh, well, she's not masculine enough because the Abby in the game was big and muscular and whatever. And then it's just like, dude, I can't take these fucking people.
I just thought the shit was corny. That was my thing.
Ken.
Yeah,
it was just a bad line.
That's where I'm at. It was just a corny line. It sounded stupid, but I don't care how she identifies. It's a fucking, never mind. Sorry, I tangented us. I pulled a rod. My bad. Get back to the script. Anyway, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Hey, Jalen.
What's up, man?
Dramatic silence.
Who said something wrong? Jalen showed up.
I was gonna set it out, but then I felt emboldened. I want to be. I'm gonna join. I was just gonna sit behind the scenes, but because I think I can give you context, Mike. A lot of what they were saying, I was telling them they was wrong when they was talking. Anyway, they were saying she couldn't carry it from episode 3. Like when after Joel died, they were already skeptical about whether Bella could carry it, and it was even before her and Dina were really a thing. Like, and they just kept saying it, and I was just like, she's doing amazing. I don't know what y'all are talking about. like even this episode showed her acting chops. Like I think I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with her being the lead. Like and this episode even gave me more confidence in it. Like I don't see why it's an issue. Like even her like this episode even reinforces some of the things that y'all had problems with, like the her and the Dina relationship. Like it even makes more sense for her motivation and why she feels the way about certain things because of things that happen here. And I mean, we can get to it when we get to it, but yeah, I had no issue with it. I get it. That line is corny and it's bad, but the overall conversation and the idea of it, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah,
Real quick, before we move on, real quick, Spike, I hope it was clear that I was not calling you a loser.
No.
Okay.
Because I don't think I didn't have that sentiment. I was just seeing what I read online.
I just wasn't sure if it came off that way. I was not calling you a loser. I'm calling these people that think that way a loser. But yeah, here's the thing, real quick, before we move on to the next topic. I understand having to have an adjustment period. I do. When Rick Grimes got pretend blew up on the bridge, yeah, I was like, okay, who the fuck is going to carry this show? And we had like 5 different choices. With this show, there's only one other choice. So I get having an episode to where you'd be like, all right, I need to adjust. But after that adjustment period, like I think y'all should be fine, man. She's a really fucking good actress. And I think Ellie is a really interesting character. And I think that what happened to Joel, even if I think it's deserved or not, I think it's doing a really cool thing with propelling her towards what she has to do. So, yeah, I'm really curious to hear about this from Nick and Rod. So,
and even last week, y'all was dissecting so much stuff about dumb decisions. And I'm like,
dumb decision. She's a kid.
Thank you, Mike. But we could.
What y'all want her to do? Y'all want her to be like...
She's a kid and she's vengeful and hot-headed right now. A lot of the things they do, like, it just...
and she has no training. Like,
and they proved it in this episode, too.
Right.
Ellie's stupid.
She is stupid. Every kid that you stick in her position would be stupid.
Yes.
Especially...
How old is Dina?
Huh?
How old is Dina?
We would assume the same age or maybe a year or two older.
But Joel wasn't protecting Dina.
She said she was like 19.
Yeah, 19, and I think Ellie 16 or 17, right?
Yeah.
Joel wasn't being overprotective of Dina. Like she
that
said,
is a good
like
point,
she didn't start training until she turned 19. Like really training until she turned 19. Dina and how she mentioned Jesse was doing at 16. Like they have more experience.
And even when she did start training, he tried to keep her on like the safe trail and away from the danger and stuff. But we didn't know that until this episode either.
No, we knew it. We knew it before because he was trying to keep her from going out on patrol. Period.
The very first episode.
Yeah, we knew it.
So we knew. I think y'all just.
I'm telling you, like
I just don't think she's that interesting. Like I like her as a B character, but not the A.
Damn.
And yeah,
she was really good this week though.
This episode exposed her to me.
Oh wow! But, see, I think she was good this week.
Yeah, because she had to go up against.
She had Joe.
Pedro. It brought out something in her, bro. She had to compete and hold her own.
Oh, so Dina's not a good actress either?
Oh, yeah. No.
What?
But you said before that she was a good actress.
She's all right.
Spike, when she first came, you said you saw her in something else.
I'm talking about the little girl.
No, he's talking about Abby.
No, I'm talking about.
Spike was talking about Abby.
Abby was in Dope Sick. Yeah, she's good.
I just think Dina is clearly smarter and better than her. I think Ellie needs her. But anyway, we start off this episode with a flashback of young Joel and Tommy about to get into trouble with their dad after Tommy was caught stealing. What did y'all think about how we opened this episode, specifically with the conversation Joel had with his father about his parenting?
It tells us why Joel's a piece of shit. And I think it's really interesting. This whole scene was really interesting. It's like Joel has been lying for a very long time when it comes to, looking you dead in your face and lying like a motherfucker and then justifying it by saying, well, I'm trying to protect somebody. But the dad seeing the look in Joel's face and being like, yeah, I didn't realize it was that bad for y'all. And my dad broke my fucking jaw for stealing some shit. And I I am just trying to be better than him, and I hope that one day you can do better than me. Man, this whole scene
that was a
was
good
just,
scene. Yeah,
oh my
really
god.
good.
Yeah, that's the guy from whatchamacallit from
Better Call Saul. Better
well,
Call
I haven't
Saul.
seen that, but he was in
Oh,
Daredevil. He was the guy with the sword.
Yep. He's in Better Call Saul too. But yeah, that is the guy from Daredevil. Yep.
I
Spike.
can
this
go
is
off
a
this
really good
like
scene. No, I was just gonna say this is a really good scene, and I see what you're saying about it's. I guess it's a character flaw, but it's also you kind of commend Joel for it because he thinks that he's this person that has to protect the people in his life, and they show it here in this scene, and then they show it with Ellie throughout the way, and then I love the way that his dad played it by not beating him or not doing the thing that they thought he regularly do. He just let him sit with it and let him kind of decide, like, is this the way that you're gonna live your life? And we see that Joel clearly decided yes, and how it hurt Ellie in the long run too. So this is a really good scene.
Yeah, I mean, it explains so many layers to Joel, like, and it's amazing how they just use this scene, and this one scene gave me so much backstory to Joel, like how y'all mentioned about him being overprotective, but also just how like a piece of him is saying like his dad was a cop, like that says a lot right there. So like in the structure, like the rules are the rules, like that's basically how he was probably raised. So it's like if this is what it says black and white, then this is what it's going to be, and it's how it should be. Um, and yeah, we see that play out at the end of the episode too. So yeah, it explains a whole lot about Joel in like what 2 minutes, and it was definitely worth everything, and it comes full circle. It comes full circle to the whole series.
Did you guys have any empathy for Joel's dad after he gave his backstory on why he was the way he was, or was that just an excuse for him being a shitty father?
No, I had empathy for him. I mean,
Yeah,
as you know, having an abusive father, you when you're in it, you don't understand it, but when you're out of it and you look back on it, then certain things start to make sense. And at least the dad had the understanding of I came from this. But the really sad thing is he truly thought, well, at least I'm not breaking your jaw. At least I'm not breaking your nose. So I'm still doing better than my dad was doing. So he, in his brain, he probably thinks he's a good father because he's doing better than the generation prior. So I don't think it was an excuse. I definitely had empathy for him, and I think maybe in that moment he realized just how bad he was fucking up. And he's a fucking cop. I mean, that's an occupation that encourages, being violent and hyper masculine. So all of this just makes sense to me.
yes, I agree with Mike 100%. I was empathetic as well because of the line that he said, at least I'm not as bad as he was. And then going on to say, and then hopefully you'll be better than me. Like and even the pretext for that, when the little one's being scared, saying that he gonna get the belt and he's terrified of his dad. And all the time the dad is thinking, well, I don't even do them that bad. I got my jaw broken. Like it was really good how they tile it together and the decision that he made in this scenario. I'm not going to beat him. I'm going to crack a beer and help you really understand how bad that it could be versus how bad that it is right now. And I think that sit with Joel for a really long time and why you get him trying to be the protector that he is. Like I think this was a really good scene, well done. And I was sympathetic for the dad.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm empathetic, because I, as a person who understands like who's like in the midst of understanding generational like curses and how like things just like repeat themselves, even though you're trying your best to fight them. Like I get it. Problem was he's a fucking cop, so he was only gonna get so much empathy out of me. But yeah, overall, yeah, there was a piece of me that understood it and actually was like, yeah, I get exactly why you're doing what you're doing. So, yeah.
I was surprised he didn't hit Joel. What was that?
Sorry, no. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say he's some sort of person of color. I don't even know if they're adding all of this, but he's some sort of person of color. And didn't he say they're from Texas?
It was in Austin, Texas.
So he's an Austin, Texas person of color cop. What the fuck do we expect him to be, other than to some degree abusive in I think that all of that to me, I think factored into this being a really, really interesting scene.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to continue the abuse, and he was just kind of setting it up. I even had to question Joel as well, and I know he was young, but I'm like, bro, your dad's a cop. You knew a cop was there. You didn't think through like the truth actually being exposed to him before you even told that lie. But it was a good backstory. It explained it, but he still was abusive. And I think he was a shitty dad. I mean, I don't know how old was Joe when he gave him a beer? I mean, he gave this motherfucker a beer. I thought he gave him the beer just to kind of, take away some of the abuse he was about to put on him, to kind of make it feel all right.
Yeah, but you also got to look at it. If Joel is 50 something and we're supposed to be in 2003, my math ain't great. But if he was like 16, then I'm thinking this is like the early 80s.
I think it was 83, did it say?
Yeah, 1983.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So 1983, I could 100% see a kind of country ass dad in Austin, Texas, having a discussion with his son about fatherhood and giving him a beer and being like, "Let's talk." It completely makes sense to me. I don't think
I think it was a
dad.
I think it was a bonding moment. Like it don't look like he does it often for him, because Joel was really hesitant in taking it. It's just, I think that this was the dad saying to him, okay, this is like one of those moments in life where you're going to have to be a man and really understand what I'm telling you. So here, crack a beer and listen to what I'm saying versus being fearful of the outcome and just doing something stupid or lying to me.
Yep.
Well, that was a hell of a line. I think in each generation is supposed to, try to be better than the one that preceded it. So I thought that was a hell of a line. We then jump ahead to the first year that Joel and Ellie were at Jackson Hole and see Joel and Seth making a trade for Ellie's birthday. We have another cop in the show. Were you surprised to learn that Seth was a former cop in Milwaukee?
Nope.
I mean, he looked like a cop. Screams cop. Screams cop.
All right. So then he gets the birthday gift, another birthday gift, and he repairs a guitar for her to go along with the birthday cake. But before he can surprise her, we see Tommy come in with Ellie from the hospital after a bad burn. Did it make sense for why Ellie wanted to burn herself?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like this. I like this scene. The whole idea of her intentionally putting her arm on, I think they said a pot or a pan or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, she's a kid, and when she said, "I just want to wear short sleeves again," I'm like, "Damn, man, this is good." And she's fucking killing it, bro. She's fucking killing it. And yeah, it did make sense that she did that, because I might have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So she was trying to get the burn mark to cover up the bite mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like if all your friends are probably like, you got to be that you're that age, and you're probably being around. You got a limited amount of kids who are probably like doing things and wearing short sleeves, or probably talking about different things. Like, yeah, I want to do exactly what my friends are doing, and I can't do it because of this very reason. Let me find a way to get around this reason so I can do it. That's the way kids think.
Now, if she was smart, she'd have done the same shit to her arm that she did to her side. Just cut the shit with a knife so it doesn't look like that.
I mean, she was younger than, you got to give her, that was 15 compared to 19. Like, as a 15-year-old, I don't think I want to put a knife on me.
You'd burn yourself instead?
I wouldn't do either one, but I think the burn is probably more likely, because you can rationalize burn with tattoos and other things. Like that knife, putting it in my body, nah, I don't think I'll do that.
Yeah.
I love seeing like Joel picking up what was going on and how he immediately was like, "Oh, damn. Okay, I get it. That makes sense." And just kind of, she became the baby girl again. And he just wanted to make sure that she was okay and trying to make sure that she could do some of those things that she wanted to do. and her life is just basically on hold because she's immune. Was it good seeing the two of them together again?
I'm not stuck on Joel like y'all stuck on Joel.
Yeah, me too.
Only
was.
we'll get to the scene that I thought was cool with Joel, but I feel like at this point, now that he's gone, when I'm looking back, I think I got enough of what he was doing with Ellie and what he instilled in Ellie. So nah, I don't care that much that he was back.
I enjoy seeing him back. For me, that's one of the better aspects of the show, and it's really not a complaint on. I want to correct my stance. It's really not a complaint on Ellie's acting, but seeing her with Joel and having the mentor-mentee relationship versus the relationship with her and the girl, which is just a different dynamic. This is what made me like the show and what made me like season one. Having this and seeing her and Joel go through these spats as mentor-mentee versus and her having to check him and say, "I'm not your daughter," eventually going down the line. Like that dynamic was good to be back in that for this show for me.
Spike, is there a difference for you between a mentor-mentee relationship and a father-daughter relationship?
Yes. And I'm glad she pointed it out later.
So you think their relationship has been mentor-mentee the entire time?
I think for her, it's been that. For him, it's been father-daughter.
No.
I disagree. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Really?
Nah, I definitely think it's been father-daughter for both of them. Like, she doesn't have a family. Like, this is all the family that she has. Like, I wouldn't look at the person who's taking care of me, who's risked their life for me, who brought me across country as just a mentor. Like, a mentor is somebody I go to for advice. And then I go on, I take that advice and I live, like, my life through it. Or, like, I'm lost on something. This person is actually caring for me. I'm invested in them. I care about their well-being, like, deeply. Like, that's deeper than a mentor-mentee relationship.
So when do you think that changed for her?
Nothing changed. She said that to hurt him.
Yes, exactly. But she's a teenager. Like, she got caught in the mix of doing teenage shit. We've all done that. We've all said shit to our parents that we didn't really mean, but we were mad. Like, and if something would have happened right after we said that, we would have hated ourselves for doing that. That's all that was. I don't think it ever was a thing if she really meant it.
You hear about little white kids doing that shit to like their stepfather or stepmother. You're not my fucking mom. It's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
I see what y'all are saying, but I think I looked at it always as Ellie really, even the reason that her being mad when she finally found out what happened in when he saved her, she was like, "That's not your place to do." I don't think she says that to a father. She says that to someone.
I'm sorry. There's a lag, so I can't tell. Like sometimes when you stop. So go ahead.
I was just saying I don't think that she ever thought that was the place to be, and that's why I get the mentor-mentee thing versus a father. That is a father's place. Like to say, "Oh no, y'all not killing my daughter." But as far as her looking at it from mentor-mentee, I think that she's like, "Nah, bro, like you're not understanding that I don't look at you that way. I appreciate what you're doing for me, but I don't look at you that way."
I think if that was true, she wouldn't have been crying the way she was crying, and she wouldn't have stopped talking to him the way she did. If that was just a mentor-mentee thing, she'd have been like, "What? That's what you did, man? Fuck you!" And then that'd have been done. But she was devastated. And the fact that, and we're now this is Spike's fault, Ken.
I know.
Jumped ahead like this, but her ending it with, I don't think I can ever, forgive you for this, but I want to try. You don't say that shit to a mentor. If my mentee said that shit to me, I'd be like, I think you're seeing something a little bit different than what's going on here. If that was just a mentor-mentee, he would have been like, well, take it or fucking leave it. And she would have just left it. But no, she sees him. When he got killed, you could tell that she saw him as her daddy. The way she cried and was like, "Joe, get up. Joe, get up." Karate Kid ain't saying that shit to Mr. Miyagi if he got his ass whooped, bro.
If Joel and Ellie were auditioning for American Idol, which I just found out is still on, who would advance?
Crazy. What do you mean?
Oh, you talking they did that
as singing, yeah.
Ellie, Joel can't sing for shit. Y'all bugging right now. Now y'all really bugging. Joel can't sing for shit.
I could, but the reason and him not being able to sing is why I connected with the scene even more though. Like he can't sing, but he was like, "I love you so much, and you asked me to do this for your birthday, and I'm going to do this for you." Like that's what made it even more impactful. But yeah, Ellie definitely sings better than him. Like
it was a beautiful scene, but no, my man Joel can't sing. that made me want Abby to come whoop his ass again because I was like, bro. That's why she stabbed him in his neck. She knew what nothing good coming out that man's neck.
Oh man, we then jump a year later, which is exactly on Ellie's birthday again. So I think these are just the time jumps they're doing, and we see how Joel is surprising her again, but this time it's a trip to an abandoned museum. What did y'all think about this scene of them together exploring the museum?
I
Jalen.
loved it. Oh, sorry, Jalen, go ahead.
It was a real nice scene, like especially like when they were walking through the field, and like it's great. And listening to Ellie curse at Joel, and he's supposed to be like a father figure. I just be like, boy, I would have never, I would have never. Shit, I would have made it to C16 if I was talking like that. But you could tell like the relationship they have, how she was asking all kind of questions, and like just like a child, the way she like was excited, and in this moment when she saw the dinosaur and she was up there, and they went inside the museum, and the time and the effort that he, even in an apocalypse, to make her birthday this special for her, like it just gave such a heartwarming like reaction for me to be like, yeah, like this is a good back and forth. But this is what I was talking about as far as like me having confidence in Bella moving forward, is she was given a lot. This episode showed a range of emotions for her, and I know Pedro did give us some emotion, but the range that she did in this episode is way more than what he had to do. So yeah, that's why like I really like fuck with this episode and everything moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. This was a cool scene. Like taking her back to being like a child, showing her things that he's only been able to tell her about. Like letting her actually experience getting in the spaceship and seeing the dinosaur, like knowing that these things were important to her, and he had been talking to her about these things. It's just like fairy tales or stories, and actually putting them into realization for her was really cool. And just again, like what Jalen said, her emotions to it. Like she took off the hardened act for a little bit. Like she was back to being a childhood Ellie again, which was cool.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that it was cool seeing her being a kid again, as opposed to how we've seen her the last couple of episodes. I mean, the kid in her comes out every once in a while, but seeing like the real kid, excited to see a dinosaur, climbing to the top of it, yelling, "I'm on a fucking dinosaur." I love seeing all that, and taking her to the museum. And when I was a kid, I loved dinosaurs. So if my father had taken the time out to take me to the museum, and I get to see dinosaurs and spaceships and shit on my birthday, that's a perfect birthday. And when he looked at her and he said, "How did I do?" I was like, man, the writing on this show is fucking stellar. I do disagree a teeny bit with Jalen. I don't know that she gave way more than him. I actually feel like they were pretty on par, because they both gave incredible range. You went from happy to jokey to sad to angry, both of them. So yeah, I think they were both killing it this episode.
Ellie with Joel is just different. Her energy's different. She's enthusiastic. She's inquisitive. It really took me back to the first season when she's just talking and talking and talking. Ellie don't talk anymore.
That whole time,
but
you're
what
on your nerves.
She did, and she was starting to get on my nerves again. And Ellie irritated me this whole episode.
So why do y'all want to go back to that?
It was because that is like, that's the version of Ellie I like. Like there's some things that I dislike about her. She still sort of do that stupid ass shit, but it's in a different way. But no, it was good to kind of get throwback Joel and Ellie, in this scene, and seeing her badass climb on that fucking dinosaur. And I was hoping she failed. She needed to learn a lesson.
But King, does that also lend like more like light to how much it impacted her to lose Joel? Like if you don't see this as much anymore, and like she's on this, like she's not able to be that person. She's lost a piece of herself. And that's why she's irrational. She's doing a whole bunch of things that y'all have been complaining about, and it's like it makes more sense, like her motivations and everything that's going on and the reaction that she's
Ellie has always been stupid. She is since season 1. So yeah, so her being stupid for me is nothing new. Her not talking as much, I think I pointed out, or it was pointed out when we were having a conversation about that, how the roles flipped. Dina's the one that's talking more now, and Ellie is a little bit more quiet for the reasons that you mentioned. But
y'all are funny with like all of the she's making bad decision stuff though. I really need to go back and listen, because like if she was making all of the perfect decisions, y'all would complain about that shit. If she walked in and did everything perfectly, y'all be like, how she know how to do that? If she fucking killed 12 people, y'all be like, how she killed 12 people? She's a girl. She's a child girl. That don't make no sense. When she does dumb shit, then y'all are like, why is she stupid? Why is she doing dumb things that a little girl was doing?
She's doing dumb shit after she's told not to do dumb shit.
Like a kid would do.
That's the issue. 19-year-old Ellie should not be doing dumb shit when her and Dina are talking through the plan.
Ken, tell Mike one dumb thing you think she's done.
Shit, when she shot the damn gun in the damn room, when Dina said, this is not what we're gonna do. If you shoot the gun, it's gonna let the wolves and all them other motherfuckers know what's going on.
You mean when the zombies attacked them?
Exactly.
So what would you have done, Ken? You punch them? You gonna kick them and run? What would you do?
Her plan was stupid as hell.
Yeah,
they didn't have but they still didn't have a choice. And they even said it. They was like, there can't be a bloater or a horde in there, because like you would like all the noise they make around it, they would have made sure that they would eventually came out. And they found out when they got there, an intelligent one, which is rare, was in there, because they only seen an intelligent one time ever. So it's not like a dumb decision. It was like a rational decision to make for the choice they were already making.
Nah, it was stupid. All that shit was her fault, by the way. All that shit was her fault, because she knew them motherfuckers was smart, and instead of going back, she proceeded to try to come up with a stupid ass plan.
Nick agreed with him, by the way. This is why I was just sitting here listening, like, okay.
And then going after the whatever her name is, and shooting throughout, man, bro.
No, that was stupid. I'm with you, Ken. That shit was stupid. Her going into that room and chasing after that, I don't remember her name. The
Nora.
It started with the N, yeah.
Nora. Chasing after her, running through the halls, running after. Yes, all of that was stupid. But you have a child, an irrational child that lost her daddy, and she's trying to get revenge, and she sees somebody that can help her get that revenge. She's gonna do irrational shit. When she was running through there and they were shooting at her, I'm like, God damn it, Ellie. What the fuck are you doing? But that's what makes this show so great to me.
Hey, Ken, was that dad who killed the cop for killing his son? Was he stupid for doing that?
No, we ain't doing that.
Which dad that killed this cop?
Don't take this bait, Ken. Move on to the next topic.
I didn't even know which scene he was talking about.
It's a real life. That's why we should be talking about this on here.
Oh, okay.
I almost brought it up on Sunday, but I left it alone because I was afraid what Spike might say.
After they left the museum, did you guys see what Ellie was looking at?
Yes. Oh, what a good scene.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
What a good scene. It took me a minute, though. I'm not gonna lie. It took me about 3 scenes later. I was like, oh!
She's looking at fireflies.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
She got stuck on them too. That's what made me want to, like, I was like, what? Oh. Because she was stuck looking at him. And her whole, all the emotion went out her face when she looked at him. Like, she was excited, she was happy, and when she saw him, it's like it all just went away.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
she knew. Now, right there.
She knew from the beginning.
It was a monster in the tree. I was like, what the fuck is she looking at? It didn't click until way later.
Yeah, no, that was dope. That was dope. We then jump again another year on Ellie's birthday, but this time, since she is now well into being a teenager, things have changed. Was it funny to see Joel catching Ellie doing all the bad things parents are afraid of teenagers doing?
First of all, how Joel keep getting these cakes, man?
He trades for them.
Yeah. The racist guy makes them.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. And they got the name right, by the way. But Spike, what did you think? What did you think about it? Did you know what was gonna happen?
Hey, he smelled that weed burning. He was like, hold up, man. No, I think this was good. I like the progression of each birthday. And like this is real, like I would imagine how parents feel with teenagers. Like it goes from this one thing to like now she in here with a 19-year-old girl, she get a tattoo, you smoking weed, like in my crib too. Like it's hilarious to see just the progression, especially just coming off the one we said she was acting just like a child. So I do think that Joel got to show that range of emotions too, like as we were talking with earlier, because he gets to go from being this proud, like dad mentor type figure to having to help her understand, like you're not grown, like you're not an adult, like it still rules. So I think this was a really good scene too.
And according to Joel, experimenting with women.
Yeah, experimenting. And
That
then
kind
like
of
not,
goes that
then
far.
kind of condescending her and tell her you don't know that yet. You don't know
Mm.
that you are like fully this or that. So that was all of that was cool.
I think I didn't realize that he didn't know that she was gay. I don't know. I guess I misremembered the first season, but I thought they'd had that conversation or she had said something, but again, I'm sure I'm misremembering. But either way, I liked this scene a lot because he was just like, you're doing all of the shit all at once. Drugs, sex, tattoos, all in the same fucking 5 minutes right when I left. But yo, when he said this is my house, and she said, no, the fuck it's not. They gave you this shit.
They gave this to you.
This
You don't
like
got
both
nothing.
hours.
Jeez.
Man, Ellie got a smart ass mouth, but she's not.
You don't own nothing was crazy.
That was crazy. You can't tell your daddy no shit like that.
I was trying to think of how I would feel, Mike. I really was trying to process if that was told to me.
You have to go outside and take a walk.
It's the apocalypse, bro. Nobody owns shit.
Hey, Mike, she shut that nigga up and he was stuck. He like, you know what? Maybe you should have your own space. Maybe you should get the fuck out the house. Since I ain't got my own, you go get your own spot.
That was crazy. He didn't know what to say. He was like, I mean, I don't really own it, I guess. Like, you don't have to say that shit.
Hey, you can tell that nigga ain't black because a black parent would have had, who the fuck you?
It would have been a natural reflex, nigga.
Yep.
Yeah. After she picked herself up off the ground, it would have been another conversation.
Slap that tattoo off her arm, bro.
Oh man!
Like, oh my god! But yeah, I mean, you know, you also have to remember because I literally just remembered she didn't have any parents. No. Like she didn't have a dad, she didn't have a mom, she had no one. And right when she gets someone, he dies. God, she's had it rough, bro. But this was a good ass scene.
You let her go out in the garage in the rain when you can.
Well, we'll get there. What about you, Jalen?
Remind me when we get to the last scene because Mike brought up something that I was talking to my girlfriend about with Ellie. That's really impactful. But yeah, like that whole situation, it made perfect sense of how it went down. Like he left the room, came back. She's trying to put the mattress, trying to get up out the room. Like all that, I can remember myself doing crazy shit like that. Watching my sisters, and then my grandma and my pops or somebody reminding you, who the hell you think you is? You say you got a little hair on your balls, you think you somebody?
Yeah. Boy, I remember one time I told my mom to let me out one time, and she stopped the car. She said, "Get out there, nigga." Get your ass out.
You stayed in the car, didn't
you? I got out and she pulled off.
No,
I swear to God. I swear. Oh, but I never forgot it though, Mike. She pulled back around, but she definitely got out. She get out.
Oh, that's funny.
So I guess for you, Spike, it made sense for Ellie to try to move out of the house, and she wasn't being an asshole. She was just being a teenager in that moment.
Yeah, she just being a kid, I think.
She was stupid as hell. Trying to move out of the house when it's fucking raining. Like, what in the hell? And I also forgot she didn't even know what the hell the damn litter was. She called it a lotter. So there's the other thing. I'm like, damn, Ellie really is goddamn a little slow. Like, she didn't pick up a book. But to try to move out, she knew it was raining. You could have waited until the next morning, and your little ass trying to move this damn mattress out of this house in the rain, and Joel had to be like, yo, it's raining. Why don't you fucking wait? God, she's so damn stupid. Sit your ass down.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't watch my sister. We live down a dirt road, and she got in an argument with my grandma, and she said, I'm leaving and I'm catching a bus to go somewhere else. She packed the whole bag up and only made it halfway down the dirt road. She was that mad. Fine. But it's like, you just a kid.
Would she have trying to lift the heavy ass mattress and moved it out in the middle of a damn heavy ass rain?
If she could, we done did stupider things, Ken. Like, Ken, you get upset and you do stupid stuff as a kid. It made perfect sense. It's stupid, yes, but it makes sense on why she's trying to do it.
This is wild because even past being a kid, I could see an adult doing some shit like that. Yo, girl, come home and disrespect you bad enough. Oh, I'm leaving in the fucking rain with no umbrella. I don't give a fuck. I just don't want to be in this house. So you adding on to the fact that she is a child, yes, I can see her trying to grab the mattress and go out in the rain because she's mad. And you have to also tack on the fact that she's fucking gay and her dad just disrespected the fuck out of her because she probably doesn't realize that he doesn't all the way know. And then he says, oh, you're experimenting. And when she says it's not a fucking experiment, his response isn't, oh shit, I didn't know. His response is, I forget exactly what he said, but it was something.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about. We'll talk about this later when you're more like yourself. Yeah, I'm grabbing my fucking mattress and I'm leaving. Fuck out of here. So no, man, this scene completely made sense. And I'm railing on Joel, but it even makes sense for Joel because we have to also remember this is supposed to be 2003 or 2004, 2005, something like that, where like queer identity wasn't like a common thing for your average person to understand. There was still, a lot of overt and covert homophobia. So it does make sense that someone from fucking Austin, Texas that grew up with a cop would not understand how fucking queer identity works. So yes, he's going to think it's experimenting. He's going to think you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We'll talk about this later when you work through this. Nah, man, this whole scene was just expert writing, man. I loved it.
Joel's reaction to that, yeah, I'm in agreement with that. All that made sense. It did not surprise me anything that he said. And it was good to see there was an adult in the room to tell her stupid ass, like, it's raining outside. Why the hell are you trying to take this mattress out here? I can help you in the morning when it's not raining. We can do this. So yes, Mike, I will leave the house when it's raining because I don't want to be in the fucking house, but I'm not going to bring a damn mattress into the rain and then get the mattress wet. And then how the hell am I going to sleep on it?
She didn't think that far ahead, man.
Because she's stupid as hell.
Yeah, it would have made more sense for her to just go sleep out there on the floor or like grab some covers or something.
It would have made more sense for her to go.
Trying to take the message was crazy. Yeah.
I didn't got in an argument with an ex and say I ain't sleeping here tonight, and I end up driving down the road and be like, well, where the fuck I'm gonna go? And then I got to call my homeboy. Like it's like I ain't think about it when I was walking out the door. I'm just I ain't sleeping here. Fuck this. Yeah. Like I ain't doing this. Like, bro, like it happens.
Yeah, that's true. It's moving the rain. It's moving the mattress in the rain.
I get you.
Leaving is fine. I get it. You're moving the mattress in the rain, bro. She knew it was raining because she went to the garage to see if she had room. She scouted the place. She did a whole recon mission, so she knew it would work. She just like I don't know. She just I don't know. Anyway, so after that, I guess at this point. Is Joel a good parent?
Joel is doing the best he can do, man. I can't say he's a good or a bad parent. I think Joel is doing the absolute best that Joel can do. He's
trying to figure it out.
He's trying to figure it out.
He's trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on the job training. So
yes, I agree 100%. As a parent, these are rough times. When you got kids grow old. They can damn near look you in your eye and all kind of other shit. Shit gets different, So yeah,
I'm not a parent, but I would consider him being a good parent. I mean, because he's giving everything he can. Like that's all you can really ask for. Like and respecting her enough. Because even after the fact, like he still came in there and tried to understand where she was coming from. He looked at the tattoo, like the tattoo looks nice. Like and if you want to leave, you can leave. Like that's better than a whole lot of parents would do when they
Facts.
just be like, "You gonna do what I say? It is what I'm like. You live in my house. I make the rules, and this is what it is." Like he's at least trying to let her find herself. So nah, that's better than okay parenting. I think he's doing a good job. Now there's some shit he's done outside of parenting that makes him a very shitty person. But when it comes to Ellie, I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's trying. I mean, he was a good parent, but this is rough. So he's trying to work through it. And wait a minute, his daughter was a teenager. I don't know if they were around the same age when she died. So maybe he didn't have a lot of experience through dealing with this. I can't remember how old his daughter was because
She
Ellie's.
looked like she was like 13, 14, something like that.
So he hadn't gotten to this stage. So he could easily the museum shit and all the other shit. He can handle that. This is some new shit he wasn't ready for. Yeah. So we see Joel go get advice from Gail on what he saw in Ellie's room with the drawings of moths. Was this heavy foreshadowing for Joel or for Eugene?
I just want to say how much I like that doctor with very few lines. She is very impactful. Like how she did this right here was so good. But I do think it was for Joel as far as the foreshadowing.
You know what I was wondering? I was wondering if when he heard it, I mean, clearly it's foreshadowing, but I was wondering Joel's reaction was like, fuck. He remembered what he did, and that was a death that he was wondering. He was probably wondering if she was starting to get questions about what happened.
You talking about the Eugene?
No,
you talking about what happened?
Fireflies.
Okay, so that hadn't happened yet. Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
Fireflies. Yeah, she's drawing moths. See now, because he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Because she was like, "No, that's a butterfly." And now he's like, "Oh, she's drawing moths. Moths represent deaths. Why is she doing this? Why is she having dreams? Is she starting to connect the dots between what happened back in Seattle? I think. What do you guys think?
That makes sense. I was actually confused until you just said that. I didn't know what they were referencing when she said no. The moths mean death, and he made that face. I was like, I don't get it. Like it would be really corny if this was just foreshadowing for him dying, but her being so focused on moths. I think that would be really interesting if it was a reference to what he did. I don't remember if she was into moths before. I'm assuming not.
I don't think so.
Then I think you're right. I think that's what she's referencing then. So that's cool then.
What about you,
Yeah.
Jalen? You get anything?
No,
from that?
I thought it was similar to like because you got to think the year before when she saw the fireflies, how she stopped, she already had connected the dots. So I think it's like all those things were combined with the symbolism of the fireflies and her realizing like she already came to grips with. I'm pretty sure he did that, and like her drawing the moth was like, and then we talk at the end of the last scene when she talks about purpose, like all these things when she's probably in her head thinking about like as a teenager we go through this stuff when we're trying to figure ourselves out, trying to figure out what she's probably trying to figure all that out and still dealing with the weight of somebody killed a whole bunch of people just for me to live. And like that's kind of heavy. That's a lot to be trying to figure out in your own head and you're not talking to anybody about it. Like yeah, like she's probably just trying to be creative that way, and that was the moths was probably symbolizing. Because even Joel got it wrong. He thought it was a butterfly. She was like it's the rebirth. He's like, no, that's a butterfly.
No.
Like that's the wrong symbolism. So yeah,
What did she say? Do I have doctor for hire online? A sign
my
that says
head.
doctor for hire?
Like Lucy from Peanuts.
Oh man, that was so good. Just so deadpan too.
Yeah. So instead of a year, we jump 2 years ahead now, and Ellie's practicing questions she wants to ask Joel. Any thoughts on the questions that she was looking to ask him?
This scene makes a lot more sense. These two together, since you just talked that out, Ken, this makes a lot more sense now. that her being obsessed with the moss and now playing through what she thinks happened there. I didn't really get it at first until y'all just talked it out. So yeah, this was a really good scene because it shows that she knows something up, but she can't really put it together, and she's not really confident enough to bring it to Joel. Like she still wants that veil of he couldn't have done this. So,
yep.
Same for you, Mike or Jalen.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact questions that she was practicing.
She asked if she was like, if the Fireflies saw us a mile away from coming in, how come they didn't see the Raiders when the Raiders came? And if there are other people that are able to make the cure, why don't we have a cure yet? Like she was asking real legit
real
questions. Like this isn't adding up yet.
Like she was talking about this with somebody. Like it seems like people have asked her or she's had these conversations.
Think so.
You think she just came up with this on her head?
Yeah,
I think it just took her a lot of years to put it together.
Because I mean, think about.
Go ahead.
I felt like that. Well, my bad. Go ahead, Joe.
I think like if I pass out and somebody saves my life, like I'm always think about that person saved my life. So this thing of like what happened when I was passed out is always going to be hovering over me. It's just going to make me ask more and more questions. Her being in her own head is just going to be another door. Well, that don't make sense. Well, this doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make so. Yeah, it makes sense over time because that was 5 years. Like yeah, over time I'm asking more questions than I have answers to.
That makes sense. I figured I leaned more towards when I first watched it that like people were asking her story, like the teenagers, you know, how they talk, they're having conversations, and people are asking her these things that she can't answer to. Or when she responds, how Joel responded to her, they're like, well, that don't make sense. But what y'all are saying makes sense too.
No one knows she's the cure but Tommy. So she couldn't even tell them that she got saved by Joel when she was the cure.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, just pointing out, y'all think Ellie's stupid for taking so long to figure this shit out, but Joel's stupid ass came up with that stupid ass story. But y'all don't call him stupid. That's a stupid ass story.
Yep.
He was telling it to a kid.
People with the cure there.
He was telling it to the kid though. Like
he was telling it to a kid, Spike, that he already knew was slow.
Yeah. But hey, but what's worse is
she ain't gonna figure this shit out.
He had years to flush it out, and he still didn't. So he's stupid for that too.
Thank you.
Years to flush the story out, and didn't.
Thank
do it,
you.
So, nah, yeah, he dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, but she didn't get a chance to ask the questions because Joe came through and was ready to go on their first patrol together. What y'all think, man? We back to Ellie and Joel teaming up again on the patrol. He's still trying to kind of. Baby, you guys were talking about this earlier. What do you guys think of their first patrol together?
Bro, that shit when she said, I see something. It's a little squirrel fucking
a big squirrel.
My fucking nerves, bro. I would have kicked her off that goddamn horse.
I'd have laughed my ass off.
Yeah, I would have too. Yeah, it was nice to see them patrolling and shit.
But I do like how she peeped out that like this ain't patrol. Like you got me on some bullshit, bro. Like what are you doing out here? You got me on the bullshit.
Yeah. Well, things were going smoothly, but you know, hey, it was going too smooth. Joe gets a radio call from one of the townspeople, and they inform him that they ran into some infected and need backup as he and Ellie are the only ones close enough to reach them. What did y'all think about this scene with Joel, Ellie, and Eugene, a.k.a. Captain? You guys recognize him? It's Captain Howard.
Captain Howard? Who's that?
I know him for The Sopranos. That's Ralphie.
Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got shot in his damn neck. No, I like this scene, but I knew Joel was fucking lying, man. And the beautiful thing is Ellie knew he was lying too, but she gave him a chance to not be a fucking lying piece of shit. And Joel couldn't do it. Couldn't fucking do it. And it took me a while after the episode even ended to even figure out why he did that. Because it's like, why would you do this?
You don't think Eugene was being unrealistic?
No, I think Eugene was being perfectly realistic. Take me back there. Let me say bye to my wife, and then you can kill me. But I'm fine. It just happened.
Nah. Would you risk that though?
What's the risk? You have a gun on him.
You got a gun and you got to tie him up. What's the risk? And then Ellie, they even did the thing like he has time. Like he had time. He did the count. He didn't shake. Like we have 2 guns. Ellie has a gun. I have a gun. We tied this nigga
Joel,
up.
I don't know if I believe what I trust. What I trust if I'm Joel, if I take him down right now, that's the best way to protect everybody. I'm not letting you go back to say shit to your wife. I wouldn't even lie to Ellie. I would have told her I'm gonna kill dude.
Yeah,
right
I don't
now.
know why
you
he lied.
You think whatever you want to think. We're not taking him back anywhere. I'm about to shoot this dude.
And then his stupid ass said, "I promise." He doubled down on the lie.
Yeah, that was bad.
Stupid, Mike. That was stupid.
Yeah,
because he knew good and damn well he was gonna shoot.
He was gonna kill
Eugene.
him.
Eugene didn't stand a chance.
Nope. Nope. Joel's a fucking asshole, man.
Well, he an asshole for real. He could have let him live. He could have took him back and shot him right there.
He absolutely could have. There was no risk. I don't get it.
They got protocols, Mike. They got to follow the protocol.
Yeah, like that's not protocol.
And this is what I was talking about. His influence from his dad. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. There's no gray area. Like, nah, you could have done it. You could have.
And I think that's just you in a different time. I think we're given a lot of grace because we don't understand where they are. Like there's not all of those things, a little handshake and shit. Yeah, that could be true, but also there could be another variable where we don't know. He might turn quicker than we thought he did, and you're putting everybody at risk. Like I'm not putting everybody at risk so you can go say bye to your wife, dog. You got bit. You know what happened when you get bit. It's over.
Tie that nigga up. He ain't gonna turn into a bloater in the next 45 minutes, man. Like even if he turns in that moment, he's not gonna turn into one of the bigger ones. He's not even gonna turn into a clicker. Like, bro, you could have tied him up and got back to the camp. Like that was some bullshit.
You make an exception for one, you're gonna start making an exception for others.
That's fine.
What's the use of having rules?
Like,
that I don't see the issue. If he just got bit, you know he has time. What is the problem? Joel did that shit because he thinks that his fucking rule is law. If I think this should happen, then that's what should happen. He reminds me so much of fucking Rick Grimes.
I agree with that.
And it's so fucking aggravating because we see what happened to Rick's bitch ass at some point. He had to get checked.
We saw what happened to Joel.
Yeah, Joel had to get checked.
But so did he at least treat Eugene with respect once Eugene realized that he was?
You ain't treat him with respect because you took away the choice that he asked for.
Right.
You made a decision for him.
But he let him know this choice ain't even happening anymore. So you need to close your eyes and imagine.
The thing is, he made it even worse by lying to his wife, bro.
Yep.
Like he asked for one thing, and then what you did is go lie to his wife. Like Joel, all this was just it was fucked up, bro. It was very, very much fucked up.
The thing is, Joel over anybody should know how fucked up what he did is. Look how his daughter died. His daughter died in his arms. He got to say bye, or not necessarily bye, but he got to be there. And he robbed him and his wife of that. There's nothing that would make me change my mind on this. Joel is a fucking asshole. He is such an asshole.
Joel looks at it like, and he goes back to the scene at the bar when dude found those Legos, and he was like, well, I've been looking there and I couldn't find them. Joel thinks that he survived this long because he does things the way that he thinks he's supposed to do them. He's not listening to a little girl or this old man who went out and got himself bit. I'm going to do it. I've survived out here this long. I've done all of these things my way. So I'm going to continue to do them this way because I've seen y'all ain't been able to survive.
The only thing
I get his thought processes.
Well, the only thing I want to add, Spike, is that I think Joe would have had to make an executive decision at that time to bring him back. I think the council and Jackson Hole have protocols and rules in place, and Joe was just following them to the T. You know, to Jalen's point about being a cop, he wasn't letting there He wasn't letting any gray area come through. I don't think so. I think if he would have went against that, then
all right.
he
So
wouldn't
it's
have been
two
following the
things.
rules.
It's two things because he picks and chooses when he follows the rules, though.
Yes.
Because the rule would have been to let Ellie die
Leave
and
Ellie
get us a
there.
fucking cure. And he
Yeah.
chose not to do that. And then he had the fucking nerve to tell this dude when he said, "I want to see her." And tell her, if you love someone, you can see them. You'll still whatever he said.
Yeah,
you
you'll
can
still
see them
see
even when.
you see 'em when you
But you
close
ain't
your
do that
eyes.
shit with Ellie. You didn't let Ellie die. You could have seen her.
He does it with his daughter, Jalen. He sees his daughter all the time when he go to sleep.
Exactly. So you should have the empathy to realize this person's humanity is about to end. Let me give him his last bit because I didn't allow somebody else to make a choice for themselves and took away their humanity. Like, bro, it doesn't make any fucking
Or
sense.
he has,
it's a selfish act. That's all
or
it is.
he has
Y'all trying to talk
proof,
around it. He's selfish.
or he has
It is
proof
selfish,
that
but-
you can see your loved one even when they're not there.
How
That's
does he
why
have
he was
proof?
silly.
What
Because
proof?
he does it. So he was just trying to give Eugene some game, bro.
That
For my
wasn't
argument,
game. That was he was
I-
telling him that to make himself feel better about the
Yep.
fuck shit he was about to do.
It worked.
Yep.
No, it didn't.
No,
No,
Eugene was smiling, wasn't he? He said, "I see her."
That he was
All
probably fucking fading away with the mushroom fucking thing. And then, I don't think he really saw anything.
Wait a minute.
No,
you
but
just brought up a good point. Didn't he say it was cold outside in the summertime? That shit was moving fast. Mike. He said, "Man, this cordyceps is a little cold."
He did say that.
I think at that point Joe was like,
hell
man, you just take this right." he said, "Nah." He said, "Fuck what
All I
Ellie talking
need-
about."
Right. He said, "Wait, you cold?
Jalen,
What do you mean you cold?" Hell
It's
no,
hot
bro.
out to your point though, Jalen, I didn't agree with him saving Ellie either though. So that's my I haven't wavered on any of this. I thought he should have did the right thing with Ellie, and I think he did the right thing here. But it is selfish on his end.
Mhm.
So okay. I'm with Joel on following the protocols and the rules. I'm with that. It's some shit going on, bro. You can't take a chance. Where I'm not with Joel though is we went and just lied straight to the damn woman's
terrible,
face, bro. Like what in the hell? And I was like, yo, that's so fucked up to do that. Why were y'all surprised that Ellie snitched on Joel like
I
that?
think she should
Not
have.
really.
Yeah, I don't because I think it all kind of came to a front for her right then. It's like, oh, he probably lying about the other shit too. Like, no, like this don't make sense. It don't sound right.
She was already thinking it on the way back. Like she was thinking about, he lied to my face. Like when she was ahead of him, and he was like, "We just gonna tell her what she needs to hear. That's it, nothing more." And it's like all of it was just connecting. And when he sat there and lied to her, like that final lie, she was like, "No, fuck this." He could have, like, she probably would have let him slide. Was like, he got bit, and we had to do it. But when he was what he said, he was happy,
He was
ready
brave.
to go, he
Yes.
was brave, and
Yep.
Ellie was like, "Who the fuck did you see, nigga? I didn't see that person in the forest." Like she was like, "Yeah, nah, fuck this nigga. All he doing is lying."
If anything, I think that if he wouldn't have gone, just like Jalen said, if he wouldn't have gone as far, she may not have busted him with Gail. But I think that she was done with his bullshit at that point. So she was gonna bust him later. But I think what it was is him going overboard and being like, well, you know, he wanted me to tell you he loved you, and then he did it himself, and then Gail went over and hugged him. I think that's what set Ellie off because she saw herself in Gail. She's like, oh, Gail thinks that he's a fucking hero. So did I for a minute. I'm not gonna let somebody else get fucking tricked like this.
Yep.
And I think that in that moment, she was like, okay, now I know for a fact that you lied. So that's why she said to him, you swore, because that was a reference to him swearing that that bullshit story he told about the Fireflies was true. So Joel got everything he fucking deserved because it was just like, bro, you don't know how to stop lying. You lie too fucking much. Do we even know that Sarah was real? Do we know do we know for a fact that you had a fucking kid? Because goddamn, all you do is lie. Can't stand his bitch ass.
So Joe was fucked up, as I said earlier, for what he did, and just in telling that bold face ass lie. But so was Ellie, man. She didn't have to steal that joy from that woman like that. That
Yes, she
woman
did.
went from like thinking her man went out like a brave hero man or whatever, and Ellie just completely took that from her. That shit was fucked up, bro. She didn't have to do that. Ellie was being selfish too.
How was that?
She learned from the best. She learned from the best. Because she didn't care about that woman's feeling. That woman would have thought differently of her husband if she didn't think he took out and killed by like a dog.
I don't think she thinks differently about her husband now. Like they live in a
Well, she think
apocalypse
differently
and
about
he's
the
on
situation.
patrol.
She think differently about the situation that he passed.
Joel is the one that she thinks different, and we learned that from the very first episode how she feels. And yeah, she already talked about it, like how she feels about the whole situation. But I don't think it makes a difference to her. It matters about how Joel looks. For her, everybody else, it's not. It is what it is. It's how everybody looks at Joel now. Because even with Ellie, I'm pretty sure if he would have, like y'all said, if he would have turned on the way coming back, Ellie would have just been like, he had to do it. He didn't even give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's looking at Joel different because you lied. Even if you would have just shot him right there, she probably would have been like, why the fuck did you do it so fast? But she would have probably gave him a little bit of respect for not lying to her face. But he lied to her face. So the only person that lost out of all of this is Joel. Everybody else would have probably been like, well, it is what it is. Feelings would have been involved, but nobody would have been looked at differently.
Anyway, I guess at this point we could assume that Ellie's anger from the beginning of the season came from that incident and not her knowing about what Joel did for her at Salt Lake City as we jump ahead 9 months to the New Year's Eve party. What did you guys think about this scene again with the added background context of the episode and how he went to protect her, but she was still pissed off at him?
Oh, at the dance?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the porch. We'll talk about the porch next.
I think this scene was actually really interesting because, you know, he had just gone through the whole homophobia thing and having to recognize who Ellie is, and what her sexuality is, and then he's seeing this other guy do basically the same thing that he was doing, but just to a stronger degree. So I think it's part that he saw himself in Seth. I think it's also partly that he probably saw a little bit of his father in Seth, because Seth was a cop, his dad was a cop, they were both hot-headed. So I think there was probably just a range of emotions that happened in that scene. You know, even if Ellie's not talking to him, that's still his daughter to him. That's still his little girl. So yeah, I mean, seeing it from Joel's aspect in this, I don't know that I really all the way needed it, but it was still good.
Yeah, I was wondering why they showed it either. I don't think I needed it as well, Mike. Did y'all need it?
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Nothing changed for me about this scene, even with more context on the episode. So I don't know why it feel like it was just a filler.
I think maybe they use this to get to the next scene about the porch, because after the New Year's Eve incident, we see that Ellie didn't just go to her room in the garage after seeing Joel on the porch, but she actually came up to him and asked him to be honest about what happened in Salt Lake City. What did y'all think of this conversation?
Well, before you go to Ken, I think there's kind of a connection by seeing him talk to Tommy and his wife and seeing him with his child. Like, I think that kind of like also puts in like perspective of always protecting your child at all costs, like no matter what. Or just that the way she was saying how he's always family, even though if they don't agree with each other, you're always family. So like that scene kind of connects it all together. By the end, it's just like, yeah, we're going through shit, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Like, so yeah, I think that's why it was added there.
Okay. And your thoughts on the porch, man? That conversation.
Man, this was perfect, bro. This was
a great scene.
This was perfect. One thing I wanted to bring up earlier, like how she started talking to him, and like one thing that Ellie constantly gets taken away is her choice. Like Joel dies, and at the end when she says, "I will try," like I may not ever forgive you, but I am willing to try. She doesn't even get that opportunity because Abby took away her choice of trying to mend her relationship with Joel. Him taking away her ability to decide what her purpose was when she wanted to die, like all over and over again. She makes a decision for what she wants, and then people be like, "No, you can't do that. You can't do that." She's always been protected. You can't do that. You can't do that. So it's just reinforced there. But her when he was talking to her and saying that he said what his father said to him about like I want you to be a little like maybe you'll be a little better. You'll when he said, "Oh, bro," there's so much in the scene. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, but when he was just like, "I love you so much, and you will never really understand." Like all of that, and because she wants to forgive him and she loves him too. I think that's why it connects so much to me about the family part where she like, I'm gonna be a dad. Like it was a corny line, but the idea of, oh, I can have this feeling that Joel had about me. I no longer can be with Joel, but maybe I can have this feeling that he had about me. And that's why I'm attached to this idea of
That's
having
a
a
good
child,
point.
like having a family. Like all those things, man, there was so much in this scene right here that just connected so much of the season. But yeah, this was amazing.
That was well said. I think that was a good point. A lot tied into it, and even just the dynamic that they have, and it's reminiscent of the first scene with the dad, where the dad really like he didn't have the words to explain really how he wanted him to feel or understand how the world is and how the world is going to be towards you moving forward. So I can only share with you my experiences, and like just Joel listening to her and her explaining to him like your experiences don't matter to me. I'm telling you how you making me feel in this moment or what you made me feel for us to get to this point. And even for her to say, I'm this pissed off and will still try to forgive you. This was a phenomenal scene.
Yep, I agree with both of them. I think this scene was excellent, and I think this absolutely showed how great of an actress Bella is. I don't remember her real name.
Bella Ramsey, I think.
Bella Ramsey. Um, she's great, man. And when she was asking Pedro Pascal those questions, and then he couldn't even. I know, nasty. I, he couldn't even answer. He was just like, just nodding and crying. I was just like, man, this shit is so good. It's so good. And, her in real time, just having to actually accept that he lied about everything. And you got to think of how she feels about the fact that anybody that she has seen die from the horde between then and now, she probably has a little bit of guilt now because if she had died, they could have made a cure and none of this violence would be happening. Jackson just got almost destroyed because of a horde. That shit could have been maybe prevented if they came up with a cure. So yeah, man, this scene was just too good. Now, if you want to talk a little unrealistic, her being like, "Well, I don't know if I can forgive you for this, but I want to try." I would have needed more time because this was not just a little lie, a little white lie. This was a major lie. You murdered dozens of people in my name without me knowing about it. I need time right now. Like, there's not
But I
going to
think
be.
that's
No, go ahead.
I
Go
think that
ahead.
was good how she put it though. Like she wasn't saying right here in this moment, like I get it and I'm processing it and I know I can forgive you. I like how she framed it in the sense of I'm going to try. Not even that it's going to happen. I may
Yeah.
hate you tomorrow. I may wake up and hate you a month from now, but I still kind of understand what you were trying to do, but it still doesn't sit well with me. I thought that was great.
I'm not giving you that little bit of hope. I'm not. Like, what you did was not just a little fucked up. Like, it's not like you beat my mother. It's not
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you took Spot out and killed him in the backyard because Spot was going to die painfully and then you lied to me about it. That's not what you did. You fucking murdered dozens of people. I can't give you this little bit of hope right now of, oh, well, I want to try. Right now, it's like you are a disgusting human being, and I don't know if I can ever trust you. And after what you just did to Eugene, you're a fuckhead.
Yeah,
So,
but I think I get your point, Mike, but I'm trying to also think about all the things that kind of lead up to it. So it's been 3 months since that happened with Eugene, of course, which kind of confirmed for her even when she started talking to Joe, I already know that you lied to me. So I'm gonna give you
right,
this last chance to tell me the truth. So
right.
he gets a little bit because you finally told me the truth. That's something to her. Like, and then you just defended me in front of like this dude who called me the D word. Like, you still showed me that, even though I've been giving you the cold shoulder. Like, I was mad in a moment, but I done had time to cool up. Like, damn, you were still there for me when this person was a dick to me just now. Like, in front of everyone, you came to my defense. So it's like a mixture of emotions right here in this moment of, and I don't have nobody else. I really don't have, like, I have Tommy and them, but they're not my true family and the person I care about the most. You're the only person that I can really
Mhm.
call my pops. Like, it's a mixture of all those emotions right now. Like, I know how much you care about me, and you just cried to me and said I would never understand how deeply I love you. Like, and there's a lot of shit going on with your emotions in this moment. Like, I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed right now. I think of like parents that probably done been pissed at shit I didn't say. And my grandma who's probably done been pissed at shit I didn't say, who probably want to be like, get away from me, never. But it's just like, I'm pissed. Just get out my face for the moment. Like, I think those are like those mixtures of emotions right now.
I think it's
That's true.
different. So there's a few things. So one, I don't think Joel, quote unquote, defended Ellie because he was sticking up for Ellie. That shit seemed kind of selfish. It was like, you can't talk to my daughter like that. So I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna shove you down. It's like, you did that shit because you want to do that shit for you. I don't know that you're really defending me. That's one. And two, I think somebody getting mad because you said something fucked up is totally different than finding out that somebody just killed a bunch of innocent people, you know, because he wanted me around. Even if he knew that my choice would have been to let me go. So I'm not I understand why Ellie did it because unlike y'all, I understand she's a child, but I'm saying me,
You know, y'all, let's them.
well, well, they're y'all.
Yeah, we're still y'all.
Yeah, they're still y'all. I would have been like, nah, I need, yeah, it's been 3 months. I might need another 6. I'm not giving you any hope right now because what you did was some fuck shit. And the
I
whole
think
thing of like, oh, well, I love you more than you understand. Man, abusers say shit like that. Motherfucker beat the shit out of his wife and then say, oh, you know what? I do it because I love you
I
more
do
than
this
you
because I love
understand.
you.
I'm not trying to hear this shit. Y'all, the only reason we're giving this much bail to Joel is because we love Joel because we spent a whole season with him. Joel is a
No,
piece of shit.
I know. I agree
Yeah.
with you. He's a piece of shit, but I also can recognize she is the one thing that he genuinely loves. And even though
Right.
he's selfish, he's still a selfish piece of shit in that he genuinely loves
Does
her.
he genuinely
That,
love her or does he miss his daughter and he sees his daughter in Ellie?
Mm.
At this
good
point,
question.
I'm not
I think
buying
it's a little bit
shit.
of both. I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. That makes sense too.
Yeah. I think one of the most impactful things that she said in this scene, though, was like, that I was supposed to die. Like, you stole my purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they was going to kill me for the cure, and I was like, that would have been my namesake, and you took
Yeah.
that from me. I think that was the deepest bar
Yeah.
that she had on this porch. That was fire.
She ain't
I
mean that
agree.
shit.
Yes,
Nah,
she
she
did.
did, Ken.
Yes, she
I think
did.
she meant it. She ain't like
Yeah.
Joel, like because they do a really good job throughout this series of her kind of like searching for that. What am I here for? Like, who am I?
Mhm.
What am I supposed to be doing? And for her to find this out and respond that way, like, this is the reason that I feel empty. This
Yeah.
is the reason that I feel like that I wasn't supposed to be here. They're supposed to be using me for greater things, and maybe this whole thing would be over with. But you took it upon yourself to say, "Hey, no, I'm gonna save her." That ain't what it was supposed to be like. I think that was one of the most sincere things she said.
And
Well,
you
maybe
don't
that's
allow
what
her
she
to
wants.
live. Go ahead, Mike.
No.
And you don't allow her to live. Like, it's not
Yeah,
like
it ain't up to you.
it's not like yeah, it's not like you saved her and you gave her some brand new purpose and allowed her to make all the decisions she wants to make. You've been constantly keeping her sheltered. You haven't let her
Mhm.
experiment with life and like try to figure out who she is. Like, you you haven't given her a sense of self.
Bro,
So
she went to
of course.
space.
She ain't go to
Man,
space.
shut up, Ken. I didn't do this shit with Ken, bro.
I actually wonder
And
if that's what the moth thing means. Is she focused on the fact that she was actually
She's
supposed
supposed
to
to
die?
be dead.
You know, that she's not supposed to be here. Again, I don't know if that was in the game or if the moth part was explained in the game, and I don't even know if I really want to know. But part of me is a little bit curious. But yeah, man, this whole scene was just beautiful.
Well, to Jalen's point about her saying that was her purpose, she didn't know she had to die. So no one had the conversation with her to have her make that choice.
True.
So there's that. Because she just would have went to sleep and never woke up. Unless, maybe in the cure, she's kind of like a hive borer sort of thing. But anyway, when y'all were talking about what he did, I couldn't help but think about how the New Year's Eve party and how he rushed to her defense in a way parallels with what he did at the hospital, because he did that thing with just rushing to action because she was in trouble and that's what he saw. And then she said, I don't need you to defend me. I can defend myself. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. So maybe that's another reason why they added that too. But I got to tell y'all, man, when for a hot second, I thought Joe was going to lie again.
I did too. I did too.
I think it was right there, Mike. I think it was like right up in.
He thought about it.
He remembered he just got called out. Yeah. He wanted to.
He was like, how can I clean this up?
Yeah.
I think you might have got me, but I think I can, I think I can do it.
Yeah, I thought he was about to tell a lie, but when he told the truth, I was like, okay, progress. Now let's see where this goes. And Ellie took it out of him, but when he started welling up, I mean, he was working the water and the tear and everything, man, bro.
He killed that scene.
Oh my God. Jesus. And when he said, I love you in ways you don't know. And then when he sealed it with just be better than I was, bro, I fucking melted in my chair. I was like, oh my, Mike, this shit was crazy. Cause at that moment it brought everything that happened in the beginning back, bro. Like his father's words was with him this whole time. And he didn't get a chance. We saw glimpses of him doing it with his daughter, but at the end of the day, he still failed her. Like she died. So he didn't get a chance to be a better dad, but he got a second chance at it with Ellie. And
again.
Yeah, he did. But what was interesting was his acceptance. And she was like, you're gonna have to pay. He was like, yeah, I know. He said, and it is what it is. I'm gonna have to pay for my sins. But man, he fucking killed it. Bella was really good in this scene. I think the two of them together are just magic. I don't know what it is, but it was sad just seeing Joe finally kind of getting and understanding what his dad was saying about being a better father. And I think this was by far one of the best scenes of the season. What about y'all?
Agree 100%.
That being said, do scenes like this between Ellie and Joe make Dina and Ellie scenes in the previous episodes look shitty?
No.
I disagree as well.
Because I'm not even saying, I didn't even get to answer your question. And I was going to say, like, when Joel died was the best scene in the season for me. Like, that's still the top scene. But yeah, no, that does not make their scene shitty.
There's not a moment that compare, Jalen.
What you mean?
There's no scene between them two like this.
Yeah, there is. When Bella sang the song to her, I keep on calling her Bella. That's a real name. When Ellie sang the song to her,
there like that.
Hold on. God damn it! Sorry, my cat stepped on the remote.
You want to hear that?
Damn.
Cut that up. Ain't like that scene, Mike.
Nah, man, that scene was definitely an amazing scene. because there was so much behind the lyrics and the delivery of what she was saying. So yeah, I do think they can have those same type of scenes. They just don't have a lot of them yet because the writers haven't given them to them yet.
Like Mike, they didn't like that scene. That's why they said that. And when I was listening to him, I was like, y'all are bugging.
Fuck.
Y'all are bugging. And
I won't disagree with what you just said about them not having the moments yet.
And even
But
her
they haven't had
scene,
it yet.
her last scene in the last episode, like the final scene with her like talking to, like, it's a different type of scene. It's not like this emotional pull, but like the way she was talking to Nora,
While she was
and like
with the
right before, yep, right when she chased and they was finally sitting there, and right before she beat her with the like, that shit was tense. That shit was like, shit, like, do you even know what he did? Yes, and did not give a fuck. Like, bro, like, I don't know what y'all talking about. It's been amazing scenes all through this season.
But I do to a small degree get what Ken is saying as far as her and Dina. If you're specifically talking about Ellie and Dina not having a lot of those scenes, I get it. Because I don't think the writers are giving them enough just yet. I assume it's going to get deeper and it's going to get more interesting. But if I'm being honest, I think that they flubbed the scene of them realizing that they're in love. That could have been a very impactful and deep and emotionally moving scene. And I honestly think that they flubbed that. I think that scene could have been just as good as this one with Joel and Ellie. They just didn't write it that well, and it was delivered really poorly. But I think there's more to come. I mean, hopefully, I'm saying this shit next episode. Bella don't or Dina don't die.
Dina up out of here, bro.
But
and I think,
sorry, buddy. That's probably what's gonna happen.
I also like the scene where they were talking when Dina gave a backstory, and she was telling them like it wouldn't matter. I would search the ends of the earth to kill that man. Like I thought Dina did well in that scene too. But the scene that y'all, I remember last episode, the scene that y'all enjoyed Jesse, and he didn't do shit. He didn't do a fucking thing. That's why we need more scenes with Jesse.
What?
He didn't do a fucking thing. I
wasn't here.
That, Nick.
I wasn't here.
Nick and Rod and kids. I was like, we need more Jesse. What the fuck did he do? He didn't do shit.
Why do you need more Jesse?
I said we need more Jesse too.
Yes,
or was I more pro Tommy?
What the fuck?
Either way, it didn't make sense because I mean,
Tommy's cool. I was questioning Jesse. I was like, I didn't know Jesse was that guy to be the hero like that.
Valid. But even Tommy's cool, but Tommy hasn't given you like a whole lot.
Yeah, and I don't even want to see Tommy anymore. I don't know. After seeing Joe, I don't want to see nobody but Joe. I might not even. At this point, I was like, man, I don't even know I'm gonna need to finish this shit, bro. Watching Dina.
I still would think we got some good scenes coming with my guy, the light skinned dude. Jeffrey,
you're talking about Jeffrey Wright. No, but look, Mike is right. Joel and Ellie had a whole season and 2 and 3 episodes. Dina's just getting started.
Right.
But right now I don't have any faith. And, I think the bar for me has been set, and that motherfucker is high. So
I don't even know why it's that high. Like they haven't like Dina and Ellie haven't been through anything yet. I mean, Dina just got shot in the leg with an arrow, and Jesse carried her off. I mean, all of this could be way more. I think y'all just gotta stop being so impatient and give this shit time. I say that on one hand, but again, I repeat, on the other hand, they have definitely flubbed shit. But I don't think that's an issue with Bella Ramsey or an issue with the girl that plays Dina. I think she's a good actress. I just think that they fucked up the scene of them falling in love.
I think they fucked up bringing Joel and giving us this story. And I don't even people like myself and maybe others is like, maybe we were just starting to get over Joel, and then you do this. And now we got to go back
and remind us how much you miss him,
man. Because now we got to go back to we got to go to next episode, because at the ending of this episode, we see Ellie may have found the spot where Abby is staying at. So
that's the theater.
That's where Dina
Dina.
and Jesse are
Okay.
at.
And Jesse, that's the theater they were in.
So
Okay,
I think what we're taking from this is Ellie being like, I guess maybe I don't need to go through with this.
That would be smart. She will finally make a smart ass decision.
Nah,
But
if
that
she
ain't
does
gonna
that,
happen.
y'all will complain about that shit too.
Yeah, like
Y'all
you did
No.
all this.
Ellie.
I know you probably won't, but I know Nick will say she did all this bum fuck shit just to come back here and not do nothing. I already know how Nick gonna react to it.
I just can't believe y'all stuck on Joel like this. That's crazy.
He's clearly the best actor in this show.
It's not clearly.
I think
Don't
that's
do that.
why. I know it's by leaps and bounds.
I disagree. Leaps and bounds.
No, it's not.
I disagree. Leaps and bounds. I definitely think that Pedro Pascal is the best actor on the show, definitely. But I don't think it's like when you say leaps and bounds. I think that's kind of implying that Bella Ramsey's a slouch, and I don't think she's a slouch.
No, I'm not. Well, that's not what I was trying to do because I think she's good, but I just think he's that good.
I feel you. I feel you. No, Pedro Pascal is an incredible actor. He's an incredible actor, but I think y'all not giving the Dina and Ellie story time.
Yeah.
But it's also the show's fault. It's the show's fault. It's not all the way y'all's fault. Because we have one more episode of this season, and I don't think they've given us enough for us to walk away and be like, this season was great. I don't think they've given us enough for that. Even if the next episode is just crazy, they haven't given me enough for me to be like, okay, this entire season was really fucking solid.
Yeah.
I also think that y'all are, and that's not saying that he's not a great actor, and he's acting great here. I also think that y'all are letting the reputation of Pedro be bigger than what it is. I'm thinking I really feel, I'm not talking to you, Mike.
No, I know.
Like, yeah.
But what's the reputation of Pedro? He's just recently getting that reputation, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's hot, like, and he's been acting his ass off in everything he's been in lately. So it's like he is that guy. Like, and like between Mando, Narcos, Game of Thrones,
he didn't do shit in Game of Thrones because his
first,
ass.
Yeah. And then he got Fantastic Four on the horizon. He didn't do great. I mean, Gladiator 2 was mid, but I mean, there's a lot of, he's the next guy. He's the person of the moment. And I think that's lending a whole lot to how important he should be in the show. And now that he's gone, it's like, y'all just took him off the board. He's a very important person. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, but again, I do still think that that's kind of the show's fault because they haven't replaced him with anyone that's making us be like, okay, cool, Joe's gone, let's go. Mm-hmm. Like I said, like when Rick left, we had Daryl, we had Carol. They were both incredibly solid characters. We had Negan. If we didn't have them, we would have been complaining forever.
And we haven't seen enough of Jeffrey Wright yet. We know he's good. Like, he's proven that over and over again. I think with Pedro, he's on the rise and he's still on the come up. And this was like, damn, man, this guy actually is really good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little bit. I saw that trailer with Fantastic Four. I don't know about him playing Reed Richards, yet. That's a TBD, but we'll see what his range is with that. But I don't think I'm caught up in what you're saying. I see where you're going with that, but I don't think I'm there yet. I think that he was really good in this show. I love their relationship. Mm-hmm. And then he comes back and he absolutely bodies it. I get a reminder of that. And then now it's gone and they haven't replaced it with anyone yet. We've gotten one episode of Jeffrey Wright? It's not enough.
Yeah, I think that's the problem that I'm having with this season. This season needed probably 4 more episodes for me to happily walk away and say this was an amazing season. With one more, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about how they're going to close out.
I'm like you, Mike. I'm scared they're going to do the House of Dragons on us. Like, the next episode is going to be good, and you're going to be in it with this cliffhanger, and you're going to be like, shit, I have to wait 2 years to see what happens from this point.
Yep.
Damn. I think that's what they're going to do to us.
Shit, I'm going to play the video game.
I'm going to get my answers. Fuck that.
But
we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
I'm a little concerned about the next episode, but I'm still here. This has been to me. It has been a great season, but
Yes.
I just don't know how I'm going to feel once it's over.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section and on Spotify. We'd love to hear your thoughts on things that we've discussed. Please share your opinions, and we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.